Yo, what's up? It's your boy Mutupi here, and I thank you so much for making it back on my YouTube channel. So on this video, we're actually going to be diving a bit deep on why I actually started trading Nasdaq, and most importantly, my experience trading Nasdaq. So I hope that you guys take the important lesson that I did learn, and then we are going to be able to just see on how we can move forward trading this Nasdaq. So one thing that I'm going to be starting off by sharing with you is that I haven't really been trading Nasdaq like publicly. I've been trading it privately, but not actually with the real account, not even with the visual account. Actually, I've been backtesting it using my strategy, the Chase's strategy. So a few weeks or a few months ago, and then I came to meet up with a group of traders, and then they started mentioning to me that they're making couple hundreds of thousands of amounts each and every month trading this specific Nasdaq that we're speaking about. And then from there, I started asking them like what kinds of method you guys use, and after like the methods that you guys use, and also what it is that you are able to tell me that I can implement on trading Nasdaq. As for me to start trading it with my live account, I needed to take at least 100 live trades, and from there that's when I'll be able to just notice if it's profitable for me or if it's not profitable. So they started telling me that they use support and resistance. So support and resistance basically is like the fundamental of like the whole trading industry. Like if you don't know support and resistance, I don't really know like what kind of method that you're trading. But they told me that as soon as it gets to the zone you can sell, as soon as it gets to the support you can also buy. And I was like, hey, no, it's okay, let me just try out this method that they're telling me about. And also one thing that I took down is that I was looking at the overall trend, the overall direction, the overall momentum, and I noticed that it's going in an upward formation. So normally with the type of strategy that I trade, when the trade is going in an upward momentum, no matter even though it shows me a short-term sell, I don't take that sell. Instead, I just wait for a perfect buy setup, and then I go up with it, I go long with it. So that's one thing that I started looking for. So one thing that I'm sharing that is that the strategy that I took in placing a trade on Nasdaq isn't the type of strategy that I trade normally, but it's actually the support and the resistance strategy. And I also want to show you guys the results that it actually gave me from placing such trades. So one thing that I was actually looking for to placing a trade is actually from the daily time frame or the weekly. I was looking for momentum to show me, and I spotted that it was going upwards. And also in the 4 hour, I was looking for at least like a third touch from the support line, whereby it's actually going in an upward formation. So I got that too. And also in the 1 hour, I noticed some previous resistance now turning into support. So I got that too, and that's when I saw a perfect chance for me to strike on this trade. So I placed the trade. Unfortunately, with the broker that I trade, I went and got a different broker to trade such, because I was trying out on a new, I actually wanted to try out with the new balance, new everything. So one thing that I noticed too is that after placing this trade with that broker that I do have, the minimum lot size that it allowed me to place a trade with was actually 1 lot. So I went in on 1 lot, like 1 lot a trade, and I took 3 trades in, and like within a few minutes in, I'm actually gonna share the results here with you, but within a few minutes in, I was actually holding a few negatives, and within a few hours in, it started changing into a few profits. But one thing that I wanna say is that the profits, or the results, the end goal wasn't what I expected, and I'll share you with you guys what actually influenced the end goal or the results at the end to actually be a different outcome. So a few minutes down, let's say I started placing a trade, I saw my perfect entry, and then I placed a trade on it. As few minutes down the line, I was actually holding a negative 500 rands, because I went in with a ZAR account instead of US dollar account. I was holding a negative 500 rands, and I was a bit scared, because like just by looking at the pip value, I didn't understand it in a much more deeper manner. Because as you can see, like with currencies, I specialize in currencies. Like currencies actually know the pip values, like with this 1 lot size, every movement that it moves, it gives me this much, and all those things. So I didn't get to that point. I didn't know. I actually didn't study Nasdaq to that point. So I started seeing myself holding a huge amount and a huge negative amount. Then I was a bit nervous about it, but at the same time I told myself that I'm learning, and learning you have to take a few failures, you have to actually take a few mistakes to actually be able to just succeed in the forex market. So I started by placing these trades. I went 3 trades on it, 3 positions, and then I was holding a negative 500 rands. I'll just try to put a screenshot here so you can be able to see from the negatives to the positive and also to the outcome. And by jumping onto, and then after I think like 2 hours down the line, I started holding like I think it was like 200 rands. It was in profits, and I started moving into profits, and just by small moves, because like it would go just small moves against me, and then I'll be like negative this amount. Then it would go a few moves into my direction, and I'll be holding like 200 rands. And then I think like 5 hours down the line, I was holding like a positive 700 rands, which is like more than I'll just show you guys on how much I invested, like the initial investment, and also how much like profits that I was actually holding. Like a few I think it was like maybe 60% on what I actually put in the account. So I was actually holding that in the profits, and I was excited. Like I couldn't wait to share my results with my friends. I was like showing them, I was like, oh, Nasdaq is giving me this much in just like a few hours. This is amazing. I just deposited this money like this morning, and now I'm already doubling the account. And by that time, while it's in profits, one thing that I've done is that I actually I moved my stop loss to break even, and then as soon as it was on break even, I moved it into profit. So I locked like maybe 500 rands. But the outcome wasn't that. Actually, the end goal wasn't what I expected. To be honest, like I actually invested 1,500 rands into the account, and then within a few hours down the line, I was negative 1,440 rands, something like this. So basically, what happened is that as soon as the market opened, because like I noticed that it closed, I think it closed like every day, every night at 11 in South African time. As soon as the market opened, it came back to me, and then I noticed that it jumped my stop loss into profits, and then it went into the negatives, and then it took me out my margin call, and like not being able to hold the negative that I was holding, and then it took me out, and I took out, I think I lost 1,440 rands, and then from there it went back up, and then it started shooting all the way upwards to more profits and more profits. But then my account was like shut down, and then from there the important message that I took is that before you jump into a specific pair of currency or commodity or index, you need to understand on what happens with it. You need to understand these gaps that happen. You need to know actually like what it is that you're looking for, the execution, also the exit method. Because with my one, I used the simple method that I use on my normal strategy, which is like when I'm in profit, I lock the specific amounts and all those things. But I noticed that in this way it didn't work, because like as soon as I done that, I was thinking that I'm risk free. As soon as the market reopened, like it jumped, and then it took me out on a negative amount. But one thing that I took that important message that you need to at least take 100 trades. I do still trade it now. I went back onto it, back to funding my recent trading account. And then one thing that I'm looking for is to grow it massively with the knowledge that I do have. I study it, I focus more on it, but always you have to keep on being a learner into what it is that you're trading. Because if you think that you're already a master, then it's going to be difficult for you to actually take back home a few lessons from the market. So that's one thing that I did learn. I'll just try to put a lot of proof here so you guys can be able to see on what it is that I'm speaking about, the experiences, the journey that I've been through it, and I'll be tracking down also the journey or the experience of me trading Nasdaq, and then I'll be sharing with you guys on what I think or what I think, because I'm also backtesting it privately, and that I'll be able to have like 100 trades, 100 full evidence to alert me on whether I'm profitable in the long run, or whether I'm not profitable, whether it's something that I can make a living from, or whether it's not something that I can make a living from. And that way I'll be able to just know if it's something that I also want to share with my students too. But I thank you guys so much for watching it. I thank you guys so much for actually paying extra attention to the lessons that I actually shared from me trading this experience, from me trading Nasdaq, and the experiences that I had. And most importantly, don't just jump into something because you're seeing a lot of people just jumping into it. Focus, learn about it, and then start jumping. There's people that I know that literally like took a few months locked out, like not even like sharing anything, but like focusing on specifically this thing they called Nasdaq. At the same time, even me with my currencies, like I would lock myself in the house for like 4 months, and then I'll just be specifically like focusing on understanding why Euro USD does this, how it moves, all these things, and also on this pair and also on this pair. So that's something that I'm also doing on Nasdaq currently. Unfortunately, that now a lot of things are happening, so I can't just lock myself like how I would be able to lock myself back then. But at the same time, I'm like super focused on it, and I believe that like 2 months down the line, when I share with you guys like my results, you'll be excited to see how far I came and all the wins and losses that actually that taught me the lessons that I got. But thank you, and do subscribe and make sure to comment below. Tell me what you think, tell me experiences, and I'll be looking forward to getting back to you. It's your boy Lisibongo 2E.